Everyone keeps telling you AI is coming for your job. Here's the truth. It's not AI that replaces you. It's the person sitting next to you who knows how to use it. That person is about to get the raise, the promotion, or the job you wanted. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what they know that you don't. But first, let's talk about why most people trying to learn AI right now are wasting their time. They open TikTok or YouTube. They see 50 different AI tools. They bounce between all of them. And a month later, they've learned nothing that actually sticks. Here's the biggest myth keeping people stuck. They think learning AI means learning to code, or becoming a data scientist, or understanding how neural networks work under the hood. None of that is true for almost anyone watching this. You do not need to know how these tools work on the inside. You need to know how to direct them. Think of AI less like a machine you build, and more like a brilliant intern you're learning to manage. A great intern is only as useful as the instructions you give them. Vague instructions get vague results. Clear, specific direction gets exceptional results. That's the entire skill gap, and it's a skill anyone can learn, regardless of your job. Over this series, we're going to build that skill together in 3 parts. First, using everyday AI tools in your actual job. Second, learning to prompt and design workflows so your results are consistent, not random. Third, picking up a few AI-adjacent technical skills that make you stand out even further. Here's the part most people get wrong. They try to learn all of this at once, and they burn out in a week. You don't need hours a day. You need about 20 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week, applied to real work you're already doing. That's the difference between the person still bouncing between 50 tools a year from now and the person who quietly became the AI person on their team. So in the next part of this series, I'm going to show you the single AI skill that had the fastest, most visible impact on how people saw my work. It's not a tool. It's not a certification. It's a 5-minute habit most people have never even heard of. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start using it today, even if you've never touched an AI tool in your life. Stick around. Last time, I promised you the one AI skill that had the fastest impact on how people saw my work. Here it is. It's called prompting. And no, it's not just typing questions into a chatbot. The number 1 skill, prompting. Most people think prompting means typing a question and hoping for the best. That's not a skill. That's a guess. Real prompting is giving AI the same clear direction you'd give a new hire on their first day. Prompting equals clear direction. Here's why this skill matters more than any single AI tool. Tools change every few months. New apps show up, old ones get replaced, but the skill of directing AI clearly works in every single one of them. Tools change, this skill doesn't. Let's look at a real example. Someone asks AI to, quote, "write me an email to my boss." That's vague, so the AI has to guess your tone, your goal, and your relationship with your boss. The result comes back generic, and most people just accept it. Now here's the same task done well. Write a short, direct email to my manager, letting them know the client report will be 1 day late because of a data delay, and reassuring them it won't affect the deadline. Same task, completely different result. The email comes back specific, confident, and ready to send. Specific in equals ready to send out. Notice what changed. The second prompt included the goal, the context, and the tone. That's the whole formula. Goal, context, tone. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Goal plus context plus tone. This formula works whether you're writing emails, analyzing data, planning projects, or drafting presentations. It doesn't matter what job you have. If you can describe what you want clearly, AI can help you get there faster. Works for any job. Try this today. Take one task you're doing this week and write it out using goal, context, and tone before you type a single prompt. Watch how much better the first result is. Try it today. Here's the catch though. Getting one great result doesn't mean you've built the skill. Most people get lucky once, feel proud, and then never do it again. One good result isn't a skill. In fact, there's one specific mistake almost everyone makes when trying to practice this. It feels productive in the moment, but it guarantees you'll forget everything by next week. The mistake that erases your progress? Next time, I'll show you exactly what that mistake is and the 2-minute fix that makes this skill permanent. Stick around. Next, the fix. Last time, I told you there's one mistake that quietly erases your progress. Here it is, the mistake that erases your hard-earned progress. Most people practice a prompt once, get a good result, and then never write it down. That's a problem because you're not building a skill, you're just having a good 5 minutes. A skill has to be repeatable. And repeatable means it has to be saved somewhere you'll actually see it again. The fix is something I call an AI playbook. It's just one simple document, and it takes 2 minutes to set up. Every time an AI prompt gets you a great result at work, you copy it into the playbook. Next to it, you write what task it solves, and one line about why it worked. Remember the email prompt from last time? That goes in the playbook under status update emails with a note that it worked because it included goal, context, and tone. After a month, your playbook might have 10 or 15 of these. After 3 months, you have a personal library of prompts that are already tuned to your exact job. Here's the weekly loop that builds this automatically. Pick one real task from your job this week. Solve it with AI using goal, context, and tone. If the result is good, save it to your playbook in under 2 minutes. Notice this isn't a study routine bolted onto your day. You're using tasks you were already going to do anyway, so there's nothing extra to find time for. Once you've got a handful of these in your playbook, something interesting happens. You suddenly have proof of a skill that's usually invisible. And there's a fast way to turn that proof into something your manager notices, or something that makes your resume stand out without waiting for your next performance review. Next time, I'll show you exactly how to turn your playbook into something people notice. Stick around for the next segment. Last time, we built your AI playbook. Now, let's turn that into proof other people can see. Here's the formula for turning any playbook entry into proof. Task, tool, result. What you did, what you used, and what changed because of it. Remember the status update email from your playbook? On a resume, that becomes something like, used AI to draft client status updates, cutting email writing time by half. Same task, now it's proof. The same formula works for a short LinkedIn post. 1 sentence on the problem, 1 sentence on how you solved it with AI, 1 sentence on the result. That's it. You don't need a polished essay. In an interview, don't lead with buzzwords like AI-powered or leveraging machine learning. Lead with the same 3 things: the task, the tool, the result. That sounds specific and credible, and specific always beats impressive sounding. A simple answer sounds like this. I noticed our weekly reports were taking too long, so I built a prompt template that cut the writing time roughly in half. That 1 sentence says more than any buzzword ever could. If you want to go further, turn your playbook into a shareable 1-page doc. Just 3 or 4 of your best task, tool, result examples. Send the link when someone asks what you've been working on. Update it every few weeks as your playbook grows. In a few months, you'll have more real proof than most people build in a year. But here's where this can backfire fast. There's one mistake almost everyone makes when they start showing off their AI skills. It shows up the moment someone asks you one simple follow-up question. Next time, I'll show you exactly what that mistake is and how 30 seconds of prep makes sure it never happens to you. Stick around, and we will see you in the next one. Last time, I told you one mistake makes all your proof backfire. Here it is, listing 5 tools you've barely touched, instead of going deep on the 1 or 2 you actually use well. The moment someone asks a real follow-up question, it shows. This happens because a new AI tool launches practically every week. It feels productive to try all of them, but trying isn't the same as mastering. Here's the cost. Your playbook stays thin because you never spend enough time with one tool to find what actually works. Your prompts stay shallow because you're always starting over. And your proof from last time falls apart the second someone asks you to go one level deeper. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Pick one tool. Pick one workflow inside your actual job and commit to it for at least 2 to 4 weeks before you let yourself try anything new. That's really the whole series, working together. One clear skill, one weekly loop to practice it, one playbook to prove it, and now one tool, deep enough that you actually own it. Here's your 30-day plan, start to finish. Week 1, pick your one tool and start your playbook even if it's empty. Weeks 2 and 3, run the weekly loop. One real task solved with AI. Saved to your playbook 3 to 5 times. Week 4, turn 2 or 3 of your best entries into a resume line, a LinkedIn post, or an interview answer. That's it. That's the entire path from confused to credible. Remember how we started this series? It's not AI that replaces you. It's the person who knows how to use it. After this series, that person is you. Thanks for sticking with this series all the way through. Now go build something with it. And write your comments below about the task you are going to do using AI this week. I read every comment. If this series helped, subscribing helps this channel make more of them.